Do you believe that you can heal yourself? Too often we give our power away to something outside of ourselves, and rarely, if ever, trust and tap into our innate healing power and intuition. Everyone has this capability to heal in ways we never thought possible. It's your sovereign right to claim and have true health and lasting wellness. Now, here is the host of the Dr. Dolores Show, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer.
Well, welcome everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in our amazing universe. And welcome to another episode of the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. And I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And we're going to be talking about the vibrant power of words. Now, I have something to ask you guys. Do you think that words have frequency and vibration? Think about that for a second. Words do. And as we know, everything is energy, and everything that you can see, like right now, you're looking at me. If you could see me, I'm a physical demonstration of energy, a denser form. And if you were to look at what you see in my environment under a high powered microscope, you're going to see that it's moving and it's energy. Now, the things that we aren't able to physically see or visually see are the words and thoughts and beliefs and all those things that are considered non-tangible or invisible, but they're there and they're energy and they're energy and frequency. So I decided that we should talk about the power of words because right now we're in uber changes of a lot of different things. If you're out in collective consciousness, it's like you're on the spin cycle in a washing machine. And it's just like sometimes you get caught up in all the drama that's out there, and we get triggered and we react, and sometimes we just say what's on our mind and we just blurt it out, and sometimes we say things that we might not want to say because they're low vibrating words and the frequency of them does not really serve us. So it's about learning how to be mindful and choosing your words wisely because they do have power and they have the potentiality to create your reality. Okay. When we are thinking about a word or you're wanting to respond, and it's always in the delivery with the intention and the fire behind it, but also what exactly you want to say as well. So there's a couple of things I want to cover in this talk today because I feel they're very important. One of them is the whole ability for us to drop into our physical body, into our heart space, and really start to learn how to communicate from that area. And I've always found that when we pop out of our body and in our head trying to figure out what's the next thing that we want to say to somebody, we lose the whole essence of being in the present moment with somebody because you're listening to respond instead of listening to really take in what that other person is saying. So when you're able to stay in this space here where your heart is and not this space here where your mind, it's almost as if you are speaking through this space. So you could call it heart to heart communication. Yet what you say from this space to the other person is always the right thing without you having to filter what you're actually saying and popping out of the present moment. It's an essential thing to be in the present moment because number one, people can feel whether or not you're with them or not. People can also feel whether or not they're being heard, and they will feel the intention behind your words as well. Some of the most challenging conversations you may have or you're dreading to have are better served when you're able to drop into heart space and speak from the filter of your heart to the other person. It's been my experience when I've had to have those difficult conversations that when you're physically present with the person, it's like you will know the right thing to say and how to say it and when to say it. It's kind of magical and it's kind of got a alchemical sense to it. So I invite people to try that. We know that our words have frequency and vibration. And when you're able to feel the words and feel the frequency and the vibration around the word, it is a game changer. Probably about 20 years ago, I came across a book by the name of Yvonne Oswald. She's a PhD, and her book was Every Word Has Power. When I read that book, I was actually on a vacation in Brazil in a hammock, and I just sat there and I was mesmerized by what she had to say because, yes, our words do have power and they do have a frequency and a vibration. And if you have any doubt about that, we're going to do a little process in one of our segments today where you're going to get to experience what that's all about. I often talk about Dr. Masaru Emoto. He actually was one of my gurus or mentors, if you want to call it that, but I really loved his work because he actually studied water. And as we know, if you ever get a chance to look at some of his work, I invite you to Google him, Dr. Masaru Emoto, Masaruaemoto. And what was really profound about his work was that he would label vessels of water with words to capture the vibration of that word in the water, freeze the water, and then look at the crystalline formations under a high-powered microscope. Of course, those vessels of water that were labeled with love or appreciation or peace had these beautiful symmetrical snowflake looking like pictures that were just beautiful. And of course, if he labeled the vessel of water with I hate you or war or hatred, of course, they were non-form crystalline formations. They were sometimes very dark in color and not even vibrant. So when you look at the contrast of those different words, like the higher vibrating words, of course, were more crystalline and more symmetrical and beautiful. And the lower vibrating words were asymmetrical, fragmented, and not even formed. It makes you think for a moment, okay? These are words, and these things are affecting water. Now, understand that the human body is at least 75% water. And so oftentimes our words are changing the composition of the water in our body, okay? And it's not just the things that we verbally say. The killer is that it's the words that we don't verbally say, but we say to ourselves internally. Our society is notorious for judging and criticizing ad nauseum. And we all do it. And the worst part is we do it to ourselves. Now, can you understand that if we change that patterning within ourselves, how amazing our world would be on the outside? So when we are labeling our container of water, this wonderful body that we are housed in this lifetime, what are you labeling it as? Are you labeling it as not good enough or unworthy or never going to amount to anything? Or are you saying, I love you, I appreciate you, thank you for being part of part of my life and part of my package here on earth? These are things that are essential and they're foundational. And when we start shifting from the inside, this is where massive changes are going to be happening on the outside. People need to take ownership and accountability for how they are showing up for themselves and also for the world. Okay. So are you beating yourself up, labeling your container really negatively, and probably creating stress and anxiety, which we know over time starts raising holy hell in your physical body and creating disease states and health conditions and unwellness? It's a snowball effect. It's just like, and when we get to the bottom of it, it starts with what we say to ourselves. I feel it's important that we talk about this and address this because this is where we're going, people. In the future, it's going to be us being responsible and taking ownership for the things that we're creating, more so now than ever, and even more so in the future. We have the power to make these shifts and changes. The power isn't something outside of ourselves. It actually comes from within ourselves. It's our sovereign right to be able to create lasting health and true wellness. So when you're able to look at the words that you choose and you use and be aware and mindful of what's happening with yourself, this is where your power comes in. The times of being on automatic and react are something of, I'm going to say, an old paradigm that's shifting. It's about really being aware and being able to choose differently and pivot in a moment. When we are wanting to make some changes within ourselves, sometimes the first step is the hardest step to take. You have to want it. You have to want to make a difference, and you have to want to change. Until this happens, it's not going to be available for you. It's always there. It's like leading a horse to water. You can't make it drink unless it wants to take a drink. Same principle. When a person's ready, they are ready. When your clients are ready, they are ready. And if they're not ready, maybe they're not your clients. Okay? So, knowing that we have a vibration, our words are powerful, they create vibration, they create our reality. And when you're able to align all of that together, this is where you become a powerhouse. The intention, the choice of words, the higher frequency are all magical. When you're able to focus on a higher frequency word instead of calling yourself unworthy, like focus on self-compassion. Higher frequency than unworthy, right? Okay. So more you focus on a word, you don't have to figure it out. Just it's the vibration. When you say the word, it's a higher frequency. So energy works that quickly. It's going to start raising your frequency so it's above what you're calling yourself, and this will dissipate and go away. It's really that simple. I think humans have a tendency to make things way more complicated than necessary. Sometimes there's an ego aspect involved that if it's not harder to do, it's not really worth it. I call BS on that. I feel that less is more. And where we're going, keeping it simple, sweetie, is the key. So we're getting ready to go on our first break, and you're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show. I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And when we come back, we'll talk more about the vibrant word power. So stay tuned and see you soon.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresfazzino.com. Now, back to the program.
Well, welcome back, everybody. You're listening to Dr. Dolores. I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, and we're on the Inspired Choices Network. And we're actually talking about the power of words and the vibrations and the frequency of words. And before the break, we were talking about the work of Dr. Masaru Emoto and Yvonne Oswald with her book, Every Word Has Power. These were two people who were probably on the forefront of this whole movement of labeling things and the vibration and frequency of words. So this has been around for a little while, and as time has progressed, it is more the truth than not, okay? We do know that words have power and there's a frequency and vibration to them. We also know that when you label containers with water, or the intention that is set for that container for a specific word or outcome, it creates. So what that tells me is that we're actually amazing manifestors. And our magic power and potion is in the words that we choose to alchemize or create our reality. And if you have any doubt that things are happening quickly, it's almost as if before the thought process is complete, it's created, okay? So it's almost like whatever you think about, you're going to create. Whatever you talk about, you're going to create. Even when you say things in jest, you're still creating. So it's not about going into fear and panic mode. It's just about having the awareness of what you're doing and your intention behind that. What I'd like to do right now is a little exercise. And we're going to do a meditation in our third segment. But I love the idea that we could actually close our eyes and just feel words and allow your body to really experience the vibration and a frequency of a word. So right now, I just invite people just to close their eyes because I'm going to say a series of words to you with a pause in between and allow you to experience what that word feels like. Okay. So first of all, let's just focus on the word love. And just feel what that feels like. And maybe visualize what that word in your mind and imagine the vibrations it produces. And just feel it wherever you feel it in your body. All right, next word. Confusion. And just feel wherever you feel that in your body. Make note of it. Now, serenity. And just feel where you feel that in your physical body as well. And how about war? And lastly, appreciation. What you may have noticed as I presented certain words to you, you may have felt as if there were changes happening in your body. Maybe some of the words felt more expansive while others felt constrictive, or maybe there was an ache in a certain part of your body, or maybe there was, a joy or a jubilation. What I could tell you is that as different words are being said, you could feel the expansion, contraction, the effervescence of what that feels like, whether it's drawing you closer or repelling you away. And I'm looking at what Christine wrote here. It was scary how fast, and she started burping, so she was moving energy. That's something that happens for some of us who are energy movers. We burp a lot. And she said her back massively tightened. So I would imagine if it was massively tightened, it was probably one of the lower vibrating words. I would be willing to put some money on that. But what I'm saying overall, and she said, correct, it was. So I want to call ourselves barometers. We are measuring energy and feeling that. And this happens as long as you stay fully present in your body, okay? So the kicker is that we might feel that, and all of a sudden we pop out of our body and in our head trying to whirling the spinning plates to control it. I'm going to invite you to drop the spinning plates and do your best you can to stay physically present in your body, because this is where the true gift is. When you're able to feel that and have a sensation of what that is, it's going to allow you to choose your words wisely, and also it's going to assist you with how you communicate and verbalize with other people. And like I would like to circle back to what I talked about initially, it's the heart-to-heart connection. People will feel you without you having to say a word. It's the essence of who you are. Everywhere you go, here you are. It's not something that happens externally to you. I always crack up when, you have people in your world that's saying, oh, I just hate my job. I'm just going to go get another job. Nobody's nice to me there or whatever. They get another job. Same thing. I hate my job. Nobody's nice to me. What is the common denominator, folks? Yes. Everywhere you go, here you are. So if you're not liking what you're experiencing, maybe it's time to take a look at things close to home, meaning like what's going on inside of you, and question yourself as to why that is so. It will be a game changer for you, especially if you are ready to make some changes where you're sick and tired of being sick and tired of the same old bullshit and you want something different. So I invite you to just be with that and be fully present with what you're experiencing. And this is not about torturing you or making you do something you want to. You're going to do whatever you want. Our natural tendency sometimes is to distract ourselves from going where we need to go. So pay attention to that as well. So when we're able to feel the frequency of different words, we're able to make a different choice. We will be able to create better communication with other people, and we'll get more clarity in our intentions so we could intentionally manifest what we choose to create. One thing I want to share with you that I found very, very interesting. About 20 years ago, I was at an event where it was an international event where people were from all over the world. Many of us did not speak similar languages, but we were in groups of 8 people, and maybe 1 or 2 people spoke the same language. And one person would say in their language something to the other person, and it was heart-to-heart connection, and the other person who did not speak the language would respond back in their primary language. What was interesting when we had a translator, when we were asking a question, they actually gave a response that was very appropriate to that question. And this was without knowing the language. It was the vibration and feel. Okay. That to me was a whole game changer, because when you're able to connect heart to heart, you don't need to speak the same language. It is the essence and the feeling of the thoughts and the vibration of the words that you are projecting out into the universe in a question towards that person, and they will feel that and they will respond appropriately in their language. Pretty cool stuff. So when we are dialed in and really focusing on the power of our words, we can create bridges where there were no bridges before. We can create healing where healing may have never even thought was possible. And it's just very, very important. So I want to read something, because I came across something that I thought was interesting. And we talk about music as well, and this is why I wanted to talk about it. There's a story here I just want to share, and I'm going to read. A musician A musician often felt a deep connection to the music she played. She believed that the vibrations of the instruments and her voice could resonate with the audience on a profound level, evoking emotions and inspiring change. She had witnessed firsthand the power of music to heal, uplift, and unite people, demonstrating the transformative potential of vibrations and words. So, something to think about. And we know music is very universal, and it has the capacity to heal. And we're getting ready to go on our next break. And when we come back, we're going to kind of pull everything together and do a guided meditation so you could experience more of the essence of the words and the power of words. So stay tuned, and when we come back, we'll take our next steps.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresfazzino.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back, everybody. You're listening to another episode on the Inspired Choices Network, the Dr. Dolores Show. And I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And, you know, we've been talking about the power of words and the vibration and frequency of words. And before we get into that, I'm just going to do a little commercial break because I want to share with you what we're kind of doing at the Dr. Dolores Show. And well, you know what? We have this program coming up. We're actually going to relaunch it in November. It's called I'm Awake, Now What? And it is for people who have awoken on their spiritual journey and don't seem to have a reference point as to what's next for themselves. Many of us have awoken already and have worked through a lot of the obstacles, the bending, winding curves, and the fear of the unknown and the uncertainty. And we want to share tools, techniques, and offer some healing and support for you. So our group is going to be a community membership. It meets monthly, and you're going to have access to the community, but also to our resources, and also to the Zoom live and recorded events as well. So keep that in mind. You could go to my website, drdoloresfazzino.com, where there'll be a little button to push I'm Awake, Now What? And I invite you to go and explore that and see if that's a good experience for you. Once again, you're going to experience more clarity, more groundedness, resources, and community. And we would love to help and support you in any way that you can. So go check that out. So as I promised earlier, we're going to do a guided meditation. And like I always share, on my podcast and TV and radio show is that I love doing a guided meditation because it's an experiential piece for the audience. So they get to put together the information that I shared with them and actually have an experience. Because I feel when people have an experience, they better understand and are able to grasp things and be able to implement changes into their lives a lot easier. So we're going to get ready to do this. And it's a guided meditation for experience of vibration of words. So I invite you to find a comfortable position in a quiet space where you're not going to be disturbed. And you could either sit upright or lie down or stand. And just close your eyes and take a few deep breaths, allowing your body to relax. Our breath is so important. Many of us have a tendency not to take deep breaths. And when you're not taking a deep breath, you're not in your physical body. So just really take a deep breath in and slowly blow it out. And take another deep breath in and slowly blow it out. And take one more deep breath in and slowly blow it out. So right now, if you could be in a perfect environment like a peaceful forest or a sun-drenched beach or a tranquil meadow, just pick one of those. Usually the first thing that comes to mind. And while you're there in that environment, just feel the warmth of the sun on your skin and the gentle breeze blowing through your hair. Just continue to focus on your breathing. And as you inhale, imagine drawing in healing, positive energy. And as you exhale, release any tension or negativity. Now, picture a word that resonates with you, such as love, peace, or joy. And visualize this word in bold, vibrant colors floating in front of you. Imagine the word vibrating with energy like a shimmering, pulsating sphere. Feel the vibrations radiating outward, filling your body with a sense of warmth and well-being. Allow yourself to be immersed in this vibrational energy of this word that you chose. Notice how it affects your thoughts, feelings, and sensations. As you continue to focus on the vibrating word, imagine its energy expanding and enveloping everything around you. Feel the positive vibrations spreading outward, touching the people and the places you care about. Take a few more deep breaths and allow the vibrations of the word to continue to resonate within you. When you're ready, gently open your eyes and return your focus to your surroundings. Take a moment to reflect on the experience and the sensations you felt. Remember, the power of the word lies in their vibrations. It's a frequency. By focusing on positive words and their energy, you can cultivate a more positive and harmonious state of being. So welcome back, everybody. Just some pondering thoughts. What was that like? Were you able to experience the vibration or the sensation of the word that you chose? This is a small taste of what is possible and a small taste of the frequency and vibration of words. I want to share one story that I think is very telling and very inspirational. There was a group of scientists, I believe they decided they were going to do this project in a high school where they got identical plants, okay? And they had one plant at one end of the high school and the other plant at the other end of the high school. At one end of the high school, people were instructed to walk by the plant and to send love, appreciation, and positive words to this plant. And they were also instructed to go to this other plant and say negative things like, I hate you, you're worthless, you're not good enough. And over time, what do you think occurred? I believe it was several weeks later, the plant that was fed all these positive and high frequency and uplifting, vibrant words thrived and was flourishing. Of course, the plant that was exposed to all the negative words, all the projections of hate and not being good enough, it withered and died. Okay. And it wasn't because they didn't water it. They did the same thing to both plants. That's a very telling demonstration of how effective words and frequency and vibration are on a living thing, a plant. Just imagine what that does for this. I call it our Taj Mahal, our vessel, our container, our body. When we are exposed to negative things, or we are projected upon by our society of what people think we should be doing, and we take that on as our truth, it really plays havoc with you. So take care of yourself, set those boundaries, be firm and deliberate and intentional in your creations with your words. Speak words of kindness, compassion, and love, those higher vibrating words, and we will be able to shift ourselves first, because it all starts with us first, folks. It doesn't start outside of ourselves. Peace on earth is an internal job. It starts here first, and then it ripples out into the world. Just remember, the changes that you make in the world contribute, or the changes that you make within yourself contribute to the changes in the world. Remember the still pond, the body of water, collective consciousness, and you just a little drop of water, and you make that change, and you drop that drop of water in that body of water, it just ripples out and it affects everybody. We are more powerful than we give ourselves credit for. And when we step into our self-power, we're going to become unstoppable. So you're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show. I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And we're on the Inspired Choices Network. And when we come back, we're going to wrap it up for this session. Take care.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresfazzino.com. Now, back to the program.
Well, welcome back, everybody. We're wrapping it up on the Dr. Dolores Show today, and we're on Inspired Choices Network. And we've been talking about the power of words today and the importance of really being able to choose your words wisely with an intention, because there's a vibrational energy and a shaping reality that influences those words, influences where we project them onto, and also how we take them on internally. They can either have a positive impact or a negative impact, but they shape our reality. So be wise and be mindful of what you say to yourself in the quiet of your mind, but also what you're labeling your Taj Mahal or your vessel or your body, whatever you want to call it, because those words have vibration and frequency. And if they're not really nice ones, they're going to start taking you down the rabbit hole of creating some other health challenges and unwellness in your life. We know that is true. We talked about Dr. Masaru Emoto's research, and I love this man's work. I think he was such a pioneer in that whole movement of looking at water and the interconnectivity of frequency and vibration, and what words and the vibration of words does on the impact of water and what it can and can't do, and the whole thing with the human connection, taking it a step further. I love when I work with patients who are oncology patients and they are undergoing chemo or radiation. I always instruct them to put a piece of tape on their chemotherapy in their IV bags that says complete health and wellness. So whatever is going into their body is being embedded with complete health and wellness. So this is going to assist them in their healing journey as well. Why not? You're labeling a vessel of water. Why not make it all, everything that it possibly can be? And then we did a guided meditation where we experienced, a word and the vibrations of it and the frequency, and had a visual of the word being vibrated and also moving. But we also experienced a very brief run through both positive and negative words so you could feel the vibration and what was happening within your physical body, whether it was expanding or constricting you, whatever the word was. So, overall, I think it's so important that, especially in this day and age where we are in more uncertainty than you ever knew before in your life, that the things that we are in control of are how we look at things, what we say to ourselves. These are things that we're in control of, and how we treat ourselves as well. I want to say a couple of things here. Words are like seeds planted in our minds. They grow into thoughts, beliefs, and actions that shape our lives. So choose your words wisely, nurturing positive seeds and cultivating a garden of inspiration and growth. Remember, your words have the power to heal, to inspire, and to create. Use them intentionally and with purpose, and watch your world transform. So next week, we're going to be having a guest, and we're going to be talking about 1 hour healing with Andrew Hahn, PSD, Dr. Andrew Hahn. He is a psychologist, and he has a groundbreaking book called The 1 Hour Miracle. So the question is it really possible to transform your life struggles from healing chronic pain to emotional roadblocks in just 60 minutes? Well, we're going to have Dr. Hahn unveil his 5-step life-centered therapy, or LCT method, a powerful blend of mindfulness and body-centered therapy that's helped thousands achieve lasting change. So get ready for a deep dive to find out the hidden causes of suffering and practical tools that you could utilize to create your own miracle. And he has a book, The 1 Hour Miracle, which provides practical tools and insights for individuals seeking rapid and lasting change. And that's available on Amazon, and also his website, lifecenteredtherapy.com. So looking forward to having Dr. Hahn talk about his methodology and offer us some more tools to create true health and lasting wellness. So for those people who are at a conundrum in their life and they're needing a little mentoring and coaching, reach out to me. You could find more information to schedule a time with me at Dolores at drdoloresfazzino.com. Go to my website, either email me and let me know what I could do to help you. I love helping people, and I always believe that suffering is optional and there's help available. So sometimes you have to just reach out and ask, and it's there for you. So I want to leave you with a quote from Victor Hugo, and I love this one. It says, "Words have the power to create, to destroy, to heal, and to inspire." Think about that for a moment. It's so very true. Where are you creating in your life? What are you destroying in your life? What are you healing, and what are you inspiring? It's all up to you. You're in charge. You have control over that. So you've been listening to the Dr. Dolores Show. I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And you're on the Inspired Choices Network. And next week, we'll see you with Dr. Andy Hahn. And in the meantime, be kind to yourself, have self-compassion, and remember, you are worth it.
Thank you for listening to the Dr. Dolores Show. Dr. Dolores returns Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. Until then, Remember to be kind to yourself and create your best life. You are worth it.